You aren't bullish enough. October is just around the corner as markets are starting to heat up and XRP finally breaks above and holds the 60-cent range on at least a daily time frame. It may not seem like much, but with all of the positive catalysts just around the corner, this has the potential to send XRP flying to new all-time highs by the start of 2025 within 4 to 5 months. And in this video, I'll explain how. So you'll want to stick around to the end, because not only will we discuss all of the potential catalysts and what prices to look out for on XRP to be confident that a true end of the year bull market has begun, but we'll also be covering the price action on XRP and crypto markets. We'll be doing some on-chain analysis to see if it can provide clues about what's really going on behind the scenes. We'll be sharing the breaking news surrounding $16 billion of new inflows and how this could impact your crypto portfolio in a positive way. We'll be sharing interesting analysis from a few key thought leaders in the crypto space. And most importantly, I'll try and be straightforward to the point and make things easy to understand in this video. So if you're feeling blessed and bullish, comment 777. And if you're going to be the richest person in your family tree, smash the subscribe button. Before we dive in, a quick reminder that the opinions in this video are for informational and educational purposes only and do not constitute financial, legal, or investment advice. All investments, including cryptos, carry risks and potential losses. Always do your own research and consult with a licensed financial advisor. We are not licensed financial advisors, and relying on our content for financial decisions is at your own risk. By watching this video, you agree we are not responsible for any losses or damages, and we do not guarantee any specific results or outcomes. Some of the links below may be affiliate links, and we may earn a commission, which actually helps support this channel and helps us to create value-based videos like this. We also hold some positions in the cryptocurrencies that we talk about, but that's only because we do what we believe in. However, this should not be interpreted as a recommendation for you to do the same. With that said, let's get into the video. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. And first, I want to start this video by explaining the highly correlated nature of crypto markets and then TradFi markets, or something like the S&P 500. In yesterday's video, we actually covered data directly from Coinbase research that proves that crypto is correlated to the degree of 67% of the time to the S&P 500 or TradFi markets. What that simply means is if it's a bullish environment for the S&P 500, then that creates for a very positive environment for crypto to also do well. Why is this the case? Well, crypto and the S&P 500 or stocks are considered risk on asset classes by fund managers. In other words, these are asset classes that they do not want to hold in economic environments that are uncertain. On the flip side, in an economic environment where they feel a little bit more bullish, or they feel like the next few months are going to be very positive, then they are likely to dump things like bonds and cash and then move into things like crypto if they want more risk. And we also covered how JP Morgan Chase is now treating crypto as its preferred alternative asset class, even above real estate. So in other words, it's recommending crypto at higher rates than it is real estate right now, considering the upside returns. On the flip side, it does hold a little bit more volatility and risk. But what I really want to focus on right now is the fact that the S&P 500 has a boatload of data. We're looking back at 1928 to 2023. September typically proves to be a not so good month, as you can see in May as well. Then through October, November, December, and January, things start to look really, really bullish. Now, the reason I'm mentioning again the S&P 500 and now Bitcoin is because if those are doing well, they create a lot of space and room, or for these things like XRP and altcoins to really breathe and move to new all-time highs. So let's cover that real quick. So here is a good example of how Bitcoin trades against the S&P 500. Again, this is something that we've covered, but for those of you who are new or need a reminder, this is great to look at. Now, the candlesticks are the price action on Bitcoin. As you can see right up here, it says Bitcoin. This green line is indicating the S&P 500. In similar fashion, when one looks like it's pumping, the other pumps. When one is dumping, the other dumps, so on and so forth. Look at pump, dumped in union, then pump again. They're both pumping right now as of September 7th in union, right? So that means they are correlated. Now, one other thing to make a note of is the fact that Bitcoin is more volatile. When Bitcoin dumps or is, let's say down at 9%, it'll also pump up 12%. Whereas in that same time frame, you'll have the S&P 500 up 2% and then dumping 5%. In other words, there is a 7% differential here, whereas right here, there's about a 20% differential. In similar fashion, right down here, right? Bitcoin was down 13%, currently up 6.9%. The S&P 500 was down 1% and is only up 5%. So that's why asset managers are now recommending Bitcoin, because they trust it's going to be around a decade from now, which is extremely bullish for the entire crypto market. But more importantly, there's also more upside returns in the case of a bullish environment. And things do seem to be getting more and more bullish, as 60% of the largest US hedge funds hold Bitcoin ETFs, and not a single one has sold over the second quarter. Most are still stacking. And here's how the institutional Bitcoin adoption is still ramping up. So this is extremely positive for something like XRP and the entire altcoin market, which we are going to cover, because again, this provides a lot more institutional support and confidence in the crypto markets. Then as more money is made on Bitcoin, almost every single time, once Bitcoin really starts to rally to new all-time highs, what happens is people start to take a lot of profits, and including retail investors, which is really the majority of the market in the altcoin market, right? They have confidence to start entering the altcoin market. In other words, a bullish environment, a rising tide raises all ships. That said, you can see virtually all of the major hedge funds, from Citadel to Bridgewater to Renaissance to, Garda, are stacking up on Bitcoin and continuing to hold. They are not selling. This is further supported by the fact that Ki Young Ju, who is one of the founders and I believe the CEO of CryptoQuant, a great on-chain analysis tool and very trustworthy, is stating that institutions are no longer aggressively shorting Bitcoin, as the CME futures net positions have declined by 75% over the past 5 months. So as we remained in these low ranges, they are starting to get ready to see a wind up in the price. As the price starts to break to previous highs or a new all-time high, who would want to be shorting that as markets get excited and as more net inflows come in for the ETFs, Bitcoin, and again, the entire crypto market? Another very positive and bullish piece of news for the crypto market. Then to add to the bullish news surrounding XRP, a major player like Robinhood is reportedly considering issuing a native stablecoin. So now you have PayPal, you have Robinhood, you have other major players like USDC and Tether. You have one of the world's largest bond holders, Bernstein, saying that stablecoins are becoming systemically important, as stablecoins are becoming more important to the global financial system and constitute the 18th largest holders of US treasuries, broker Bernstein said in a research report on Thursday. This is massive because XRP and Ripple have already been working on a stablecoin for payments for their institutional clients. And as their demands and needs grow in asset tokenization and in the use of stablecoins, a lot of this value will find its way into the XRP token, the XRPL ledger, and the entire ecosystem. And in this article from Ripple, they say that because stablecoins are cryptographically secure, users can settle transactions almost instantaneously without double spend or other problematic settlement facilitation. So this is a superior technology, considering Ripple has over a decade of experience at the intersection of crypto and finance and a proven track record working with regulators and policymakers across the globe. Ripple is accelerating the digital asset economy with RLUSD, the Ripple stablecoin. Now, right here on this chart, I have the total 3, or in other words, the total market cap of all of the cryptos and altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, the reason it's important to look at this stat or number, or in this case, this chart, is because Bitcoin and Ethereum constitute such a large portion of the total market cap that this tells us, or at least the chart that we're looking at, tells us what's actually happening in the altcoin market and whether or not it's looking strong or weak, if more money is flowing into Bitcoin and Ethereum, or if more money is now flowing into the altcoin market. So in other words, everything other than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum is sitting at $321 billion in market cap. Bitcoin is sitting at $1.3 trillion in market cap. If you were to combine both of these, that's a total of $1.62 trillion. The total crypto market cap is $2.31 trillion, which brings us to this number right here. We have a total amount of $635 billion across all other cryptos that are not Bitcoin or Ethereum. So it does help to pay attention to a chart like this. Now, what I want to do is pull up a chart of Bitcoin relative to the entire altcoin market, because this is going to show us what happened over the past couple of years, 2023 and 2024. And as you can see here from the local lows of Bitcoin, Bitcoin has consistently outperformed the entire crypto altcoin market, as the altcoin market looked weaker relative to Bitcoin. Yes, both were dumping. Yes, both were correlated, as you can see right here. However, not only did the altcoin market pump less, but it also actually dumped more. But things might be about to change. And the way that I would look at this is the fact that we do have that triple bottom that we've been looking at on Bitcoin as well. However, we are actually getting a break above this entire range that is really strong, and I would argue stronger of a breakout than Bitcoin. So right here from these local highs, we had a series of lower highs, and at some point in time now we've had a double bottom, and now we're getting a higher low with a breakout. This means a lot more money is about to flow into all altcoins, and that would include XRP. So now for the big news surrounding the $16 billion of potential inflows, as FTX will begin distributing $16 billion to its creditors starting on the upcoming Monday. Most of that liquidity will come back into Bitcoin and altcoins. You are not bullish enough is what the thing says. Here is the actual creditor recovery summary. And if you don't know what really happened back in 2022, we saw the collapse of FTX, and apparently all this money went missing. Sam Bankman-Fried went to prison. This was a very big deal. But then all of a sudden they found the money. And so a lot of that money is going to go back to previous crypto holders who arguably would have liked to hold their crypto, but instead it's going to come to them in the form of cash. In other words, they're not going to be selling crypto to pay the cash. They already have the cash now, and a lot of that money, because these were people who already held crypto, would like to hold crypto again, are going to deploy that capital straight back into the crypto market, especially as things look bullish. Once a gambler, always a gambler. Once a crypto investor, typically a crypto investor they remain. And so a lot of these folks are not new to crypto. They likely want to hold crypto, and if they held XRP on FTX, well, guess what? They're likely going to buy XRP again, and they're likely going to buy virtually all of the altcoin market. Again, a rising tide raises all ships. This is all extremely bullish news. On the low side, they're going to see about $14.4 billion. On the high side, about $16.2 billion. I would assume at least half of that is going to enter the space, but if only half of that entered the space with the thin order books that we already have, things are likely going to pump harder than you would expect. Now let's do a bit of on-chain analysis. Right here, this green line represents the price of XRP. Okay, as you can see here, very familiar with the price, 75-cent highs. We had that 38-cent low right back here in July of 2024. Back here, we had the major pump on the SEC lawsuit where they said XRP is not a security, the token itself. Then this yellow line is the percent of the stablecoin total supply held by whales in XRP, with more than $5 million of USD. That means these are people that already hold XRP and have more than $5 million available in US dollars that they could potentially deploy into the XRP market. Now, what's really interesting and what I found super telling about this chart is this yellow line has consistently seen an uptrend since January of 2024. In other words, XRP people or holders with a lot of money have consistently been either selling or getting more access to stablecoins and adding to their portfolio of stablecoins. And at some point in time, they're not just holding stablecoins for the sake of holding stablecoins. The only reason they're in markets to begin with is because they want to take advantage of an opportunity in a market. But sometimes the opportunity isn't there. However, when it is, they are likely to, basically trade their stablecoin for XRP. And as you can see here, we'll just tighten up in this little range right here. Back on June 11th of 2023, someone knew something was happening, or at least the whales did, because in this time frame, they were actually deploying their stablecoins or buying XRP, which caused this tremendous pump and move to the upside. Then when you zoom out, you can see through the range right here, again, deploying of it, and then the pump right here, and we'll go ahead and zoom into that range. They deployed a boatload of USD stablecoins, okay, and guess what? In that same time frame, notice how we declined right here. The price of XRP pumped hard. Well, now over the last couple of years, since November of 2022, we are at the highest range we've seen in stablecoin supply among whales, which means at some point in time, they're going to dump those coins into the market in order to buy XRP. So again, this provides a lot of dry gunpowder for the crypto market. Now let's talk about the most recent price action on XRP. We are on a daily time frame, and right here we had our major high. Then we had a series of lower highs through this range. However, we also had a series of higher lows. So things are starting to really get into a tight range, only to see XRP break above our recent resistance between 60 cents to 59 cents. And on this candlestick, we would like to see an increase in volume. So let's see if that did happen. And as you can see here, we are starting to increase in volume to the upside, getting higher highs on the daily green bars, which is a very strong indicator that as the demand continues to grow and as we break into all new highs, I should say, for the range, that the volume is going to continue to grow. The volume growing is actually a really good indicator that there is confirmed moves to the upside. If we do not get volume to confirm the move, chances are it's a false breakout and something that you want to watch out for. But this is very healthy price action, or at least volume action, for the price to break out. Now, that said, we still want to see the price break above these wicks right here at least 64 cents. From that point forward, we do have a resistance. But again, as volume grows, I don't expect us to stay in this range for long. I do think we're going to hit this 72 to 74 cent range relatively soon, if not this week, within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and like it, subscribe to the channel if you learned something new. We really appreciate it. It helps us out. And if you haven't already, go down to the link in the description below, or just go to bullrunners.com, because we are going to teach you how to become a crypto millionaire. Now, this is our early bird list for exclusive altcoin picks, market analysis, and early access to our crypto education platform. So we're really excited to get, this rolling. We've been working on it for quite a while. We're excited to unveil it, and early birds are going to get some really cool promos and access before everyone else. So go ahead and go to bullrunners.com. We'll see you on the other side. Thanks so much for watching the video. I look forward to seeing you next time, my friend. Goodbye.